What's up, everybody? Welcome to Sideline to Baseline with your hosts, MB and Klew.
Klew.
Man, whoa, I was super excited last show, Friday, coming from the state championship games that were being played. I'm in Orlando. They were being played in Lakeland, Florida, which is just, an hour. Uh, Never an hour really on our four, but supposed to be an hour. And I think MB, I start fading away and getting kicked off. And it was amazing to me though that it lasted pretty much almost the whole show, MB.
Yeah, it did.
Crazy.
Yeah, no doubt. Because I was on my phone too. I'm on my phone right now as well. So
okay.
Yeah, so it was we got in about an hour,
Right. I was shocked. But that was interesting. Well, last night was fun. The night before was even more fun. The NBA All-Star, the NBA, man, first class mega sports, what do you call it, conglomerate. I mean, MB, they get it right. They get it done. I think they put all the other sports to shame. Being having the pandemic being the toughest thing that this country's ever faced, and basketball was able to put on a great product during the process. And I know they talked about all the leagues. I think together lost 14 billion. I think a stat came out on that.
Wow.
However, I'm almost willing to bet MB basketball lost the least because. Man, they've kept my attention, kept me focused, and actually has pulled a guy that played in the NFL like closer to following them. Man, it's just crazy because we've never had to worry about this guy being out, that guy being out. Just seems like all the people that's supposed to play when everything's on the line, MB, and that's just crazy during this time.
Well, yeah, when you say that part, I'm like, when everything's on the line, especially with last year, you're right. I think with this All-Star game, we missed two All-Stars from Philly,
Right.
But you're right, when everything's really on the line, they got the whole bubble thing was it's like Truman Show, getting it done, and they got it done. So definitely, man, they definitely taking the lead. And even despite because a lot of the players, especially when LeBron James, he didn't want to play this All-Star game. He didn't want to. He thought, basically coming out the short season, all season, right? That and a lot of the big stars, Big Time the Freak agreed with him. A lot of guys agreed, but I think once it got going, he was like, "Oh, that was a nice little thing they put together." You know what I'm saying? Because it started with some resistance, but it ended up being overall ended up being a good show.
Well, LeBron still held to
no doubt.
Third. He only played 5 minutes.
Yeah, he's like, okay, if I'm gonna play, I'm the captain. I'm gonna get my break. I'm gonna monitor my minutes. So he got his, but that was a good thing on his part. But I think overall, because like I said, a lot of the big time guys that really didn't want to play or was apprehensive to it. They said, if I get selected, obviously I'm gonna show up and play. But it ended up being a good product, man.
Right. Speaking of which, man, we can start off the Saturday. You want to talk about the threes?
Oh yeah, 3-point, man. Hey, Curry doing it again, man. I mean, going into the final round against Mike Conley, who was his first All-Star game. I think 14 career, and finally, man, made it All-Star game. Right. But he was in the 3-point shooting contest, had the lead, man, and just like Steph fashion, man, came down to the last shot, money ball, man, and Steph Curry got it done, man. I think the final score was last ball, Klew. The last ball, he was up. It was 27-26, and he needed this last ball to get it done, to take the lead. If he missed, then Mike Conley winning. And Steph ended up pulling out, man, 2 times 3-point contest winner. So, man, Steph Curry getting it done. Here's the problem.
Three.
And then he continued to, as you know, once you got into the game, man, him and Dame, man, as we'll talk about later, they was putting on the show with 3-point with their range, man. They was getting it done. They was having so much fun out there.
Absolutely. Who else was in the 3-point contest?
I think you had Mike Conley. You had I don't who Jason Tatum. Who else was in there? Yeah. All I care about is Steph. You know, I'm going with the winner. I'm like Pat Wagon on there.
Okay. Well, shucks. The slam dunk contest happened during the halftime of the All-Star game, and it was garbage.
Well, how do you really feel?
Sorry.
How do you really feel?
I thought that, but Zach LaVine had, really came up. You got to give him credit. Him and can't even think the Orlando Magic player, but with the resurgence.
Gordon?
Who?
Aaron Gordon?
Yes, absolutely. You got to credit those two guys with the resurgence of the slam dunk contest. I had started going to sleep on it. I never cared about it anymore. And then these two guys came out of nowhere and, oh my goodness, just set it on fire. It took us back to Dominique and Michael Jordan, took us back to Spud Webb, took us back, to Vince Carter. And we're doing the dunks. Because here's what people may or may not realize. I'm a YouTube head, right? MB, you know that. There are guys that are just dunkers now, MB, and like go around and there's dunking contests and they're paid by different, sponsors to put on a dunk show. And it was getting to a point where, to me, those guys were better than what I was seeing in the NBA dunk contest. Wow. I don't think it ever should be like that.
Right.
I think, even though obviously these guys are pretty much one-dimensional, can't get out there and do the things that these guys can do on the floor, but I don't know. To me, that's like saying the dude with the best hands catching a football is on the street. You know what I'm saying? Like, he ain't playing on Sundays. And so that's how I looked at the slam dunk contest. Like, how am I watching better dunks on YouTube than I see at the All-Star game? And it was like that for a while. Then all of a sudden you get Aaron Gordon and Zach LaVine, and you rewind it like, he ain't just do what my eyes just saw. My eyes, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It took me back to, and those guys, that are doing the slam dunk contest and stuff that you can see on YouTube, you can pull it up yourself. You like, oh yeah, Zach LaVine killed him. Aaron Gordon killed him.
Right.
You start thinking like that again. And then last night happened. And listen, first of all, congratulations to Everett Simmons. He home team right here. He right out of the old MB, went to Edgewater High School, and then instead of going straight to the NBA, he went to IMG over in Bradenton. MB, very familiar with them.
Yeah.
Did that for a year, and then went into the draft. And he been hiding behind McCullough and Dame Dollar in Portland. He ain't no scrub, y'all. He just hiding behind Dame Dollar and McCullough, CJ McCullough. But that guy can flat out go. And I'm still shocked. This is his third year there. Teams ain't made a move to somehow get him because he's a beast, y'all. He is an absolute beast. Well, he ended up being the winner of the slam dunk contest. But the first dunk, I mean, he put a little baby goal up there, stuck the ball up there, went up there, took it from the baby goal at 12 feet and dunked it, at 10. MB, I know a lot of people in high school can do that. You know what I'm saying? When I was in high school, all the way up until there's a few kids I done seen play, now I can do that. It just wasn't hard.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Then he did the one where he kind of thought about maybe I should kiss the rim. I was like,
no, that was the last one. He did the next one was the Tracy McGrady.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The T-Mac when he caught it and did a 360. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. high school kids are doing that, MB. You
Yeah.
don't believe me? Go on YouTube. High school kids are doing that. And then the last one would have been creative, would have been sick if he was able to kiss the rim, but he didn't. So to
Right.
me, it was like, again. So I mean, show me a dunk. I can't look at, you know, a 10th grader do. Because
Right.
that's what we had. And then Cassius Stanley, Duke product, right? He did every one of them dunks on YouTube when he was in high school. No lie, everybody check it. Every one of them dunks he tried or did completed, he's done. If you look to his mixtapes back when he was in high school, he did all those. So you see what I'm saying, MB? Like, he proved my point for me. He did the same dunks he's been doing for 2 or 3 years.
Now, does that explain why he got such a low point on that first dunk? Because that first dunk, man, that was ridiculous, and he got a low score, and they gave him like 8 or 9s, man. That first dunk probably was the best dunk of the night.
MB, again, you know I'm a YouTube head.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Every elite high school kid, right, from the 10th grade moving forward, can do the between the legs dunk just like Cassius just did.
Yeah, that was the best dunk of the night.
All of them, MB, though.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. It's not a difficult dunk. It's just everybody else.
Been there, done that, huh?
The athleticism of these kids. Heck, the judge is sitting there saying, "Man, I just saw my grandson or my son do this, you know, this season. I saw they doing MB, they doing that dunk in the game. Okay.
Yeah.
That's how easy the between the leg dunk is now. They're doing that in the game. Why they play.
Right. Yeah, I heard I think Kenny Smith said something about one of the dunks. He's like, yeah, he would have got a higher score, but what's the name? Do that in the warm-up line, you know?
Yeah.
But you mentioned about Levine. I mean, the thing with Levine, like, shoot, he was in the 3-point shooting contest, so he should have did both, maybe, you know?
Well, you know, I think he should have him and Aaron because they were ridiculous. They took us.
Yeah, they were. They took us back.
Let's just face it. For whatever reason, it doesn't mean anything to the NBA players of today. Whether coming in early as young rookies and younger players, you know, let's say 6 years or less. I mean, it just don't mean the same. I mean, why wouldn't Zion be in it? Like, that's out of like like Zion, you are who you are because what your mixtape showed. 6 like that's what we know you for.
Right.
So I was really disappointed in B. I'm sorry.
You know what? That's a good point that you're bringing up because usually, you know, when you're a star player like that, and like it was almost like that was your initiation that you was going to be in a slam dunk contest. You know, I mean, when you think about it, it's just like, I mean, you had to do it. You know, I mean, if you're carrying that torch, it's like you had to do it. You know that you was going to be in the slam dunk contest. It was written in. It's almost like it was part of your contract. All right, top player, next Michael Jordan. All right, hey, you're in the slam dunk contest. You know,
right. And so it was something that we was, listen, I know at least me, I didn't watch the game and I watched the slam dunk contest. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't care about the game. The game was boring to me. I wanted to see the slam dunk contest. But now, you know, like we're discussing right now, it's just the lust, it's lost its luster. I don't know how they regain it.
You lost that lovely feeling. Well, shit, I thought it was regaining when you talked about Levine and Jordan, that was on point, you know.
Right, and it went away again.
Yeah.
And then, man, changing jerseys, man. Like, just don't do it for me. You go, man.
Yeah.
And I guess again, LB, I watched too much of this stuff online.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of hard. The creativity, man, is I guess they running out of things to do, bro.
I mean, it'll be jokers in high school between the legs in the game, 360s in the game, backwards with double pump action in the game. Like all this stuff that these guys are doing are like now in game dunks. Just so watch this for high schoolers. I ain't even say college or pros.
Right.
High schoolers doing this. So again, guys, check out the web. Check out Cassius Stanley. I'm telling you.
That one there shot me. I'm trying to look that one up because I was like, man, that was because everybody was talking about how he got robbed, and I agreed. You know,
Cash is known for dunking. MB coming in. He was known for dunking. He was known for doing sick dunks, like coming in, just like Zion. Zion was known for the same thing, and so again, I'm sad he wasn't a part of it. I don't know why he wouldn't. I mean, stuff like that shoot him to another level, and especially, hey, Mike should have made him do it. He represent Jumpman.
Exactly.
He could have got a commercial out of that. So then, MB, we moved on to the game. I know I skipped the first half because the slam dunk contest was during halftime. However, we go to the game, man, and we might as well say it. Giannis steals the MVP, 16 of 16. Perfect from the field, MB, and I think 35, 36 points or something like that he ended up with.
Yeah.
But I wasn't impressed, MB. I'm gonna go on hate on him.
I see. I could tell you about the hate on him when you say steal.
What? Hey, wasn't impressed. He's a regular season guy. Now I guess he's transitioning back to back All-Star games. So now he's an All-Star guy. And then come the postseason, he's nowhere to be found.
Well, you hating on the man. Come on, man.
Hey, man.
Why you hating on him, man?
Do something different. What he had? He's 16 of 16 and 14 dunks.
Yeah. He playing that bully ball, man. He was playing that bully ball, baby.
Man, everybody moving out the way. He ain't bullying nobody. Nobody bullying anybody,
man. And then he hit a couple threes on you, man. He was like, man, this for you, Klew. I know you're gonna get me the butcher. He hit a couple 3-pointers, man. One he called glass to it. It came off the glass, man. The bank was open.
Wow.
Man.
Wow.
He told me he's doing that for you.
Well, he succeeded, and I'm proud of his All-Star MVP. He can put it right alongside of his multiple defensive MVPs and league MVPs, and still what will be missing is the one that count. Trophy.
So with that said, so you're saying that you just think when he get to the playoffs he choke? Is that what you're saying? You call him a choke? You don't show up?
It's actually not on him. In today,
right, that's what I was about to say. You get a lot of. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
But MB, unlike Kawhi Leonard, I'm gonna give all the trash to the superstar. Okay? I ain't gonna treat him like Kawhi. I'm gonna give him the business because you know what? You need to demand and start being a part-time GM and tell them who they need to bring, because right now his problem is everybody pack it in. They pack it in come the playoffs. They don't care about him going off during the regular season. They pack it in during the playoffs. They eat up all his lanes, so now he can't do the Euro from half court and dunk the ball. Now he got to sit out there and depend on his jump shot. And he still hasn't figured that part out. And offensively, they stand around the rim. Standing around the 3-point line and hoping that he creates all the action in the middle. So something else has to change. He knows that it's not working. We've seen this 2 years in a row, and now we're going to make it a third. Because they really did. That's one of the problems and why I laughed and said the Lakers, we light years ahead of everybody. They didn't make any moves. Consequential moves.
You don't think so? Well, I mean, they tried to move. Go ahead.
Yeah, they made one move. They got the point guard in. Who?
Yeah, Holiday.
Holiday. They brought in him. Drew Holiday. They brought him in. And who else? You know what I'm saying? And even, of course, the roster changed a little bit. But you didn't make moves that matter. That's gonna change the course of what you do in the playoffs. Drew was that major move that you did, and that's not enough. That's not even close to being enough. And so they gonna end up having the same issue. They still got the same 1-2 punch, the punch that we know, or 1-2 jab. Cause you know, I don't know if they robbing is a bit Chris Middleton is a punch or like a jab. You know,
the freak and the geek. That's what
right.
I thought. The freak and the geek.
So you know, at some point, MB, he has to do what NBA players do, and that's demand a real second star, or at least get me 2 more players of Chris Middleton's magnitude, at least.
Well, I thought I was under the impression. I mean, obviously, it seemed like that was the whole thing because he's, could sign the max deal, right? That he was going to demand that, or we thought that, and I thought he's going to end up with the Miami Heat. So I don't know. You're right. If he is demanding, he need to increase his demand list because he's got more power than that.
Right. He's just definitely not exercising it. But I think moving, like I say, MB, I ain't gonna let him off the hook.
I see that.
But see, I don't let Kawhi off the hook either. We had a whole show where I tried to tell you I don't understand why people let him off the hook.
Well, I'm just saying though, because I'm just trying. That's why I asked you about the freak. I said he's not showing up. His numbers still showing up. Right. To me, it's like you say, they packed it in, and that's when that support come in. Where now you got to have legitimate guys stepping up, like Big Shot, Robert Horry. Guys that's born for playoffs, man. Where they take their game to the next level. And you're the basketball guy, but you're right. His support has been on milk carton. And they haven't gotten it done. So, but Kawhi though, the thing about Kawhi, I think. He don't need no defense, but Kawhi for the most part been showing up in playoff time, and that's the thing. So it's been other storylines that's bigger than him not showing up. That's what I was saying to you last time. That kind of took the heat off him because I kind of jokingly said because Pac Jam brought a good point about Doc Rivers, about him the coaching he's doing in Philly. I was like, wow, that. Listen to them last year. They blamed the loss on Doc. They blamed the loss on PG, right? All this different storyline. Yeah. So Kawhi, in my opinion, because of his personality, because of been other bigger storylines in front of him that's taking the heat off of him, he haven't had to get in front of the firing troops, like a typical superstar would have to.
Oh no,
I know you're a Laker and he's a Clipper, so I know you about to put him on a bullseye. So go ahead, get him.
I mean, you look at what he's done, and he hasn't done enough. MB,
Kawhi?
Yes, I would love for LeBron to be able to hit 30, hit 25, and drop 10 dimes, and then everybody say that was enough, and the Lakers lose. But he don't get to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like that don't happen. So LeBron used to be Giannis. LeBron used to not be able to shoot the 3 ball and have to do all his damage at the rim. But what happened, MB? When they started packing it in, LeBron said, I got to go back to the lab. So now I got to get that 3 ball working. So now he shoot the 3 ball. You got to come out up on him. Now he can post you, take you in the paint, or go around you. And because you got to run out there, you got to close out on him with the 3 ball. He made himself create more opportunities for himself and his team. He became a much, much better passer than even he already was, where he's led the league in assists. That's what I'm saying. We're not seeing different aspects. So watch this, Giannis. You ain't gonna earn it. You ain't gonna do the work in all season and shoot the 3 balls, sit out there, and when they pack it in, kill them from deep. Well, get better and create for your team. Average 8 assists a game. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to continue, and that's what Kawhi does. Kawhi doesn't make nobody's better on the Clippers because of Kawhi Leonard. Think about it.
Wow.
if you look at even what they were doing prior to him getting there, they were better off without him individually.
Oh, I
Teams
mean,
wise, they're better because now they're in more games and they can make instead of being one playoff game and done, they can play 2 off playoff games and be done.
yeah, I disagree. I disagree with that one, Klew. I think it's the other way around. Klew, I disagree with that one. I think they played much better before they got him. You know, it was like you mentioned on the one show, and I saw the game when they took Golden State. Man, they played. They was hungry, man. They got it done. They played better team ball to me before they had Kawhi and PG. You know.
Well, I agree with you, but when I say they're better, I'm saying at the end of the day, what do? We look at the W's in the air.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. So that's what I'm saying. However, I agree with you saying they were much better
as a
team.
That's
why I said that's why I was saying like numbers wise for themselves, right? Because I don't know how you really can say they played better as a team and the wins don't. You know what I'm saying? I think that's hard to say they were a better team than they were after before they got them than after. If we're looking at they had the best record in the West. You know what I'm saying? And before I think they finished like 6. You know what I'm saying? That's a big, you know. So that's what I'm saying. I can't dump on them that bad. It'll be like I'm gonna give them credit what credit due. That's why I'm saying like, but individually we had a better representation of Pat Bell. We had a better representation of Montrezl Harrell. We had a better representation of Lemon Pepper Lou. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Lemon Pepper Lou took Heat MB, and he's a 6 man, bro.
Right.
Like you on your 6 man that tough that he takes the blame over both of your superstars? Where they doing that at, LB?
Yeah. Like I told you, it just to me it's
lost the game.
I understand.
In here so we can dump on him.
You said what?
Bring your 6 guy off the bench so we can lay into him and tell him how he ruined our life. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, what kind of that's like bringing the backup quarterback in there, and then we all talking about man, that backup quarterback, he trash. He lost the game for us. That's what I feel like they did Lemon Pepper, man.
No, I look at it a little different. I look at it, like I said, it was so big storyline. I look at it like it's like Lemon Pepper Lou, because he's a specialist, because he's a 6 man off the bench. Him and Harold, you know, last year. I mean, I look at him like he's especially like he's the kicker that came in, right, and missed the winning kick or something like that, because he's not doing what he typically do. You know, he come off the bench, he bring instant offense. So that's what I'm saying. I agree in the sense of
you know what we say, MB. You know well what we say to each other when a kicker miss a field goal. We shouldn't have let it get to that.
But I'm just saying from a specialist standpoint.
You don't say, God dirty kicker. If only we shouldn't even let it get to that.
Yeah, but sometimes you say that, but some other times you look at Buffalo Bills when they lost against the Giants and it's when the kicker. Sometimes that kicker on suicide watch. You know,
we felt like we were back on our way to the Super Bowl. We lost to San Francisco, right?
Yeah.
Okay, with the same kind of foolishness, and it was a snapper with us. But
no doubt.
But at the same time, MB, we had that game won in the first half. We looked back at that first half and we said, man, how did we allow this to happen? But we, it sucked that we lost it on a similar play like you talking about. However, we still said, man, it should have never got to this.
But we saying that as players because the type of dudes, warriors we are. But in the public, they pointing the blame at the kicker. They pointing the blame at the long snapper. And that's what I'm saying. Publicly, behind the things, it was like, okay, we got to take ownership, But publicly, right, it's a fall guy. And that's what I'm saying.
That's true.
Publicly, right, that's what's going on to me. you know, is that it's so many. You got so many guys. PG, you got Lemon Pepper Lou. You got last year. You got Doc Rivers. You know, you got they blow a 3-1 lead, right? And Kawhi, for the most part, I think he had like one bad game that series. He came ready to play. You know,
I ain't hearing that again, man. Stop it
I
right
know.
now.
I know you. I'm just. I know. I got you. Hey, you so used to, huh?
You was great until you went to there again. Like he showed up. You ain't showing up unless you carrying your team to victory. You got to show up like that. That corner shot. That's the only thing I think about with Kawhi. Where's that corner shot that got you over the hump that allowed you to beat the Philadelphia 76ers and get to the NBA final, Eastern Conference, NBA Finals out of the East, and then win it against a depleted Golden State team? You know what I'm saying? Like that. Yeah. That's what I'm looking for. If that ain't the Kawhi, I'm getting every game in the playoffs. You failing, homeboy, because that's my expectations of when they talking about LeBron James. You done took over. You know, you not.
See that's the part right there. See, that's the part that irks you, is the fact about they saying that it's a new king, like he don't took over from the king. That's the thing.
Well, just crown there.
LeBron is on a whole different level, man.
No, crown him. Did agree? Said, "Well, y'all talking like that, crown him."
Yeah. See, that's what you going after, because just the fact they had the audacity to say that he's better than the king, you know, then that's where you got. So it's personal with you. You ain't trying to listen to no sound reason.
So it was for this Pac Jam would have loved to answer this question. MB, moving on with the NBA, is Blake Griffin who the Nets need? MB, the Nets is pulling that old school Alabama mess when Bear Bryant used to recruit players just so the other teams couldn't have them. You know what I'm saying? Like, he knew they couldn't help him. They couldn't play for him. But you know what? I don't want him going to Miami, so I'm going to get him here too. So that's what this situation is. Blake, they need a center, a guy to come in with DeAndre Jordan, needs a rest so he can come in and run pick and roll and catch the lob and then be a factor, you know, on the other end. Andre Drummond type of guy is who the Nets really needed. JaVale McGee type of guy is really who the Nets needed. Y'all just went and got a guy, MB, and it's about, as of 2 months ago, had 2 dunks.
No, he didn't have a dunk. He didn't have no dunk yet.
Oh, it's 0?
Yeah, 0. He didn't have no dunk this year.
And that's what y'all trying to do. Y'all trying to pick and roll and alley to a guy that don't catch lobs anymore. Like, what is going on? And then it's going to be absent on the defensive end. So he going to fit in to that ghost defense they play over there. That's how he going to fit in. I just don't get it. What was management thinking with the Nets? This gives me more hope and more and really get me down that path where they don't come out of the East, MB.
Well, when you
like that.
Say it again, Caleb.
I said, when you're making moves like that, you're giving credence to me, who don't believe you're gonna make it out of the East.
Yeah, I see what you're saying, and I definitely agree with what you're saying. Like, what value is he adding to the table? And I like the conspiracy theory of, well, I tell you, y'all good for one every show, right? I love it in the sense of with the Alabama, you know, don't let's sign him, don't let anybody else. But look at but for me, I think they were short some players anyway, as far as they didn't have a full load, so they were short 2 players from my regulation. So to me, you know, shoot, it's low risk, high reward. Like, why not sign him if you can get him and you're already short? And this dude, you need, even though, like you said, what you need is true defensive help. And then they already said that he's right now, the speculation, he's going to come off the bench and play center on that. So he can give you some ghost minutes. And then now with those potent guys around him, you know, Blake is just a shell of himself. Instead of dunking, like we mentioned, no dunks this year, he's now focused on 3-pointer. Like you talking about Giannis developing his game, Blake developing shot. Now he's a decent 3-point shooter. So for me, with the Nets, if you can get him, Why not? Because he it's just the mid-level exception. I think they got is low risk, high reward. And then DeAndre Jordan, they was teammates when at the Clippers. I mean, why not get him? You know, especially with KD not at full strength, he can come in and possibly give you some offense as a fourth option with the second unit or whatnot. You know, you got more scores. I'm just saying you got more scores on the thing as a fourth option. I ain't say a first option. And so to me, like, why not get him? Why not take that chance? You know,
because
he's not stealing the spot because you're already short a roster. So why not get him? You got him. And,
I think they're going to be embarrassed. I think what's going to happen is he's going to be sitting the bench and he's going to get a bunch of DMPs. When not early on, not now.
Yeah.
And later on, when the playoffs, when they shorten that roster, he ain't going to make the bus trip. MB, you remember? Hey, right. You got to find a way to get on that bus, baby. He ain't going to make the trip.
But to me, like, why from the net standpoint, I ain't turned down nothing but Collins. If I can get him, you know, it still don't take away. I still got a spot. Still can try to go after what I get. Why not?
I'm not bringing in a guy like that may come in and cause a locker room issue. But watch this. Just because of minutes. He's coming in accepting a backup role. He's not coming in expecting not to play. And that's what I think going to happen when you hit this playoff. And he's going to check out. He's going to check out on.
Well, that's the other thing that I heard that, I mean, I don't know him personally. I ain't hearing rumors about, but they say a good dude, you know, so I'm sure you putting that in consideration because that's my thought process as well. Because I was like, how is he really going to help them? You know, he give him some scoring right now, short term with KD, you know, nursing that hamstring. Yeah, he can come in and do some stuff. And looking at his stats right now, what he had, like average 12 points. And what he played, 12, 5, and 6. Yeah,
he's never not started. He understands he's a shell of himself, except for he still expect to go out there and contribute. He looking at them second team guys and saying barbecue chicken, but he don't fit.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. It's gonna be trouble, man. You watch.
Man, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Based on what I heard about his character, you know, it seemed like he checked out the boxes, but we'll see. We know when it happens. When people doing bad. No, I understand what you're saying. You said that he's not gonna.
In the locker room, he's going to check out and just beat her. Like, yeah. He's going to be one of those guys.
Hey, if he ain't having no minutes, as long as he ain't causing no problem, he can check out all he wants.
But that's embarrassing. And you know how that is, MB. It still kills the morale of a team. Like, well, you know, man, that guy don't even care over there. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know how it is. That ain't no championship team. You in a championship team, you play for the trainers and the water girls was all in, MB. They was all in. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't looking nobody's eyes and seeing the joker like, man, what time we up out of here?
Yeah, you know what?
and that's what's gonna happen.
And I understand what you're saying though, but if it was, I don't know, if it was that type of, like I said, I don't know the dude character, so I hate to defend him, but I'm just going based on. I would
still consider him not being a good dude.
No, I'm just saying though. But this is what I'm saying. This dude turned down millions, right, to go after a championship to sign with the Nets in his mind. So for me, if you're gonna sacrifice that,
then what are you going for, LB? Exactly. What are you going for?
You say what?
Sit down.
Say what?
If you're saying he sacrificed millions to go make this run, so
I mean, he could have signed somewhere else, you know.
No, so that's what I'm saying. You think he's sacrificing to make this run and be sitting here like me and you?
I'm saying he put that money on the table. He got to be all in. That championship got to mean something. Trust me, I get what you're saying. The competitor dude, first pick of the draft, you know, he don't see himself not playing, you know. So obviously that, and like you said, it's definitely a risk and it's definitely a chance. I just think, you know, the dude want to win. So, you know, he know he's not the same self. So I think he will understand. I'm hoping, but who knows?
Well, we'll see. Les Miles, man, got suspended from Kansas and this suspension, pops up out of nowhere from his earlier times, MB 2015, 2013, one of those two, them 2 dates. 13. Roll it in
Yep.
my head because different articles was talking about different dates.
Yeah.
And man, it's Me Too strikes again, baby. And they let Les Miles live for some years longer. You know, they had been picking them off left and right. Now we get the story on Les Miles, man. And what I love about it now, I'm gonna go back to Duke alum and former AD Joe Lever. When he went down there and he found out about it, Joe tried to get him out of there, MB. Joe wanted him gone. And
Joe Clark from Lean on Me?
No, Joe Lever. Man, let it break.
No, I know. I'm just messing with
you. He wanted him gone. He tried to get rid of, and y'all stopped him. So we know what that means. Lawsuits are coming down the pipe. Joe, you safe because you tried to tell him, and he gonna be called by the prosecution and be.
Right now, everybody trying to cover their butt. They're trying to cover their butt.
The prosecution gonna call Joe and say, "Look, man, we need all that same energy you tried to have when all this went down." And these women were coming left and right and saying, Les ain't even playing with you, man. You look at the stuff, man. Les was aggressive, man. We can sit here and talk about each incident it'll be, but I'm gonna just cut all that short and say he was real aggressive towards the women, with unwarranted solicitations that he wanted to do something to you, you know, and that's as easy as I can see it.
Wow. Les, man. Yeah, I mean, man, if all that stuff is true, man, that's a sad situation, bro. You know?
Yeah. Well, and here's the part, MB. I thought about you.
Talk to me.
With the second article, the first article is CBS Sports. Yes, sir. I thought about you, LB, and I said, "Well, golly, Kansas vetted Les and found no issue." Well, y'all must doing the vetting me and LB do. We go to Google, put your name in Google. If nothing come up in the first 3 pages, oh, he good, he clean, dog. He ain't did nothing. Hey, LB, if you don't make, as long as you stay out of Google, you clean. You ain't never did nothing.
Right.
These are really billion-dollar industries we talking about.
Right.
Football. Let's just cut the crap.
Yeah.
Billion-dollar industries are not doing simple, real life, behind the scenes, politician type. Let me see what dirt out there on you. Come on, MB, for real? Yeah. What was this? You know, this right here brings credence to, boy, he must have a file on them jokers. Cause the file, we ain't know nothing about this till they just pulled out the file. So somebody had that in their file. You know how they say, boy, I don't know. Boy, how he still got a job? Boy, he knows something on somebody. That must be this situation, LB. That file was that low, and they just saying, listen, boy, I wish he would.
Yeah, that right there, that's called cover your butt, because they was like, oh, we vetted him and we didn't find anything and da. But him and the AD man got a prior relationship at Michigan, you know.
Right.
So I don't know. That's one of those things like we talked about as far as with Andy Reid and his son, hiring his son. You know, it's a lot of stuff. Like, to me, like you saying, like you don't know it, then less agents say no. They knew of it, so it's just contradicting. So everybody trying to cover their butt right now, you know.
And I'm glad you brought that up. It was an article about a couple weeks ago came out on Brett ain't out of the fire yet. They want to let you know the prosecutor want all of it. Mm-hmm. He trying to go at his throat just to throw that out there. I read about it, didn't bring it up because I think it's still to be continued. It'll be a story that we really talk about later on. But getting back to Les, man, I think, like you said, MB, prior relationship. There's so many backroom deals. There's so many situations where, you know, this is my guy, that you said this again, thinking about what you said previously a while ago. You know, if they want you, they'll find a way to get you and keep you. If they don't want you, they'll find a way to get rid of you.
Yeah, no
Not
doubt.
hire you or not bring you
No
in.
doubt.
And that's
No
what
doubt.
this looks like, MB. Because it's
Yeah.
wait, even though let's say they didn't know, MB, we know the streets talk. They
Yeah.
call somebody and somebody say, hey man, y'all might want to take a look at 23.
Right.
Man, some stuff came out about him. I don't know if it's true or not. You know,
Right.
they know it's true. I don't know if it's true or not, but you need to just make sure you check through that. And then they hung up the phone, MB.
Yeah, yeah, no doubt, no doubt. I agree, but I think, man, with Kansas trying to resurrect their program, you got a guy like that that's available that you got a prior relationship with. Like I'm saying, some stuff you ain't digging too hard, you know. You just like, man, let's get this, let's do it. He checks all the boxes, let's get in. And those are things like you said that kind of get swept under the rug, or you're not doing your due diligence, and then now come later on and bite you in the butt, you know.
And at the end
So
of the day, it goes back to one of the loot downs I put together, MB. Leadership, man. Who are we having lead our kids? Who are we having lead our next, crop of leaders? We're putting guys that, their character is questionable over kids. And then wondering why, we're having issues and wondering why we're finding out these teams are on probation later on, or scandals are behind these guys. Like, let's just face it. And then, of course, Kansas gonna jumping out in front of it. This ain't what we represent. This ain't who we are. LSU, of course, we don't go for that round here. Yes, you do. And I'm tired of that, MB. That's who you are. That is exactly who you
butcher, get him.
are. Because at the end of the day, that's who you brought in to lead your troops. That's who you brought in to lead your next group of scholars. That's who you brought in to lead your football, basketball, hockey, weightlifting, and track team. That's who you brought in. And it's inexcusable when you have the money that they have to do a real checks and balances, to do a real vetting process, to make sure they did go to what is it, racial equity counseling. Yeah, you really got people, who at the end of the day, MB, you have to be able to, look yourself in the mirror if you're the athletic directors and presidents and the darn booster clubs. the people behind the mirror, on this two-way mirror that's really making the decisions, that's sitting in the meeting with you in that interview, you don't even know in there. Behind the glass and be yeah, that's really making the decisions.
Right, no doubt.
They need to be held accountable for it. Bottom line, and their heads should roll when they make hires like this. When they don't make the right decisions like this. Here's a guy, stand-up guy, Joel Lever, tried to look the president and boosters in the face and say, hey, get rid of this guy. And what they do, MB? They didn't.
Right.
They didn't.
Yeah, now they're paying for it now,
But we'll sweep this under the rug and act like it never happened. And be talking about their football team and how good they are going to be or not going to be next year, which is just crazy to me. We'll act like this never happened. We won't even think about Les Miles at Kansas anymore. You know what I mean? We won't even think about LSU already. We already passed it. Like, they national champions. Not last year, but the year before. But I mean, that's what we remember about LSU. We ain't gonna remember this story. But it's hurt women that were affected by this. And we gonna sweep it under the rug like it never happened and support whatever LSU doing. And people that are behind the scenes that made that decision, that overrode what Joel Lever had to say, is still in that role, MB.
What?
Still making those decisions. Because what Joel Lever proving to y'all right now is they ain't making no decisions around here.
Right. He got somebody to answer to.
Right. That ain't even the president. And to prove that, guys, we gonna skip on over to this last article, MB, about these decision makers. I still have. This is when LSU wanted to get rid of Les Miles and bring in Jimbo Fisher.
Right.
I still have a lot of friends in the ACC. Aliva said. I talked to them, and after that, I didn't want any part of Jimbo. What's that saying? That's true vetting right there, MB.
Why did he say why he didn't want a part of him?
He didn't. But I just I encapsulated that part just because I wanted to show that's how you vet somebody. That's really how this vetting getting down. But see, they ignoring that. What does that tell y'all? It's some dirt out there on Jimbo that he wasn't willing to talk about. But MB, what that mean? You read it, tell me what it means.
I don't know. I'm just laughing. You go get him, but you get him. Get him.
And after that, I didn't want any part of Jimbo. And when I say dirt, I'm not saying Les Miles type of dirt. I'm just saying whatever it is, it was negative. It was a negative report. How about that?
Yeah, no doubt. I'm just laughing.
That's what dirt means to me. Negative report.
Right.
I would never have hired Jimbo. He was never on my radar. Now, fans and some people in the department wanted him, but I never wanted him. I could have made the change at the end of the 2015 season. So he's moving forward. He done told y'all to fire Les Miles, and he could have got rid of him. But watch this. I recommended not to because I would have been forced to hire Jimbo. MB, I thought AD's right here making the decisions. You just heard what this AD said?
Right.
I would have been forced to hire Jimbo. That's how crazy this game is, man. It's right here in front of you guys' face. We try to talk about it because obviously we've had different experiences that put us in a different role and we know what's going on. But sometimes they straight out come here and tell y'all, you just got to know what you read.
He telling you how it's going down the behind the scenes, huh?
They telling you, LB.
This ain't bigger than me.
Yeah. Hey, what? It's bigger than us. It's out of our hands. That's why I
right.
Right. Heavenly Father.
Right.
That's what I'm saying, LB.
He got somebody to answer to.
Yeah.
Yeah, no doubt.
They would have forced me to do it. Not that I wanted to, LB. They
forced
me to do it.
Well, he just letting you know the buck don't start with me. I got to answer to somebody. And
it was just, and it's so crazy, MB, because you know me. Once I got a hold of this story, and they put out that Aliva said he wanted to fire him. I say, well, what else Aliva had to say? So I start trying to just find out all the times Aliva talked and what he was saying, and he told us, MB.
Who he think he got an answer to, Klew? Who would have forced him to hire Jimbo?
Oh, that's simple. What they are, board of regents and booster club and how many names they go by and what's the dude that ball everything in Oklahoma State?
Bud Pickens, Boone Pickens.
Boone Pickens of the world. You know what I'm saying? Like Jared Jones at Arkansas, his grandson finna be balling at quarterback. Ain't get an offer nowhere. Nowhere, LB. And he probably finna be taking all the snaps next year on Arkansas. Nobody
get him, Klew. Get him.
No, but my point is this. It's guys behind here being puppet masters that's really running these programs, running these shows, and it's all the guys. And it's just like Texas. Texas proved it to us when we talked about Steve Sarkisian. What the main focus and main threats that all these people that was writing these racist things in about singing that song, they were saying if they don't sing the song, we pulling our money. That all up. We pulling our money. And so Stark said, hey man, sing the song. Sing the song, please, y'all. Sing the song.
Right. That's real right there. That's real. You telling the Lou down. Yeah.
Pac Jam just gave us breaking news. Dak Prescott, 4-year, 160.
Oh wow.
He did that 40 a year.
Oh, that no doubt.
Did they give him a little discount? When they talking about 42 at first or 43?
I don't know.
Gave him a little discount.
Nice.
Yeah. So
Okay,
I don't know how many guaranteed. How much guaranteed nowadays with quarterbacks though? He probably got 120 of it guaranteed, right?
Yeah.
They probably only gonna owe him 40.
Yeah, good for him.
So he won.
Good. I'm good they got that thing done.
Yeah.
All right, Dak.
Well, I guess towing the company line works for you from time to time.
Why you say that?
Man, stop.
Why you say that, man?
And when Black Lives Matter first started, Dak jumped out there and told them how the Cowboys gonna do all the right things and we gonna stand up for the flag and we company line. He held the company line tight. It worked. Worked out for him.
Get him, Butcher. Get him.
Hey,
Get him.
no, it worked out for him. You hear what I'm saying? It worked out for him. He told that company line, and he got $40 million a year. I'm still shocked, MB. I'm shocked they gave it to him.
Are you?
I never thought they believed in him like that.
He got 126 million of it is guaranteed.
Yep. I was close, MB. I said 120 was probably gonna be guaranteed.
Yeah, that's good.
With what the quarterback's doing nowadays, they basically changing the game. That's another way they changing the game. They making all the money guaranteed. The quarterback's doing it.
Yeah, no doubt. So I mean, what's Kirk Cousins? He kind of started that. The one contract he signed, all of it was guaranteed.
Right. Which moves the needle. But I still think it should be a negotiating ploy every time they go in with the CBA. You know what I'm saying? Say, well, we ain't going after guaranteed money. Meanwhile, you getting it anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, that's good.
Don't take it off the table, y'all.
Just like Pac said, I mean, shoot, he's only 27, right? So it doesn't matter. He'll be eligible for another payday, you know?
But it looks like the Cowboys don't care about that. They'll franchise him again 2 years after this.
No, they put in there. He got in there no trade clause and no franchise tag.
Oh, okay. So it's a done deal.
Yeah, that's what I just read. So if what I read is right, then they can't do that. You know.
Right. Well, that's breaking news.
Yeah.
Our analyst. Pac Jam doing what
that wagon. He's on top of it.
Doing what he does.
No doubt.
Dog. Well, we appreciate y'all for stopping through, pulling up, hollering at us. Because you know us.
Yeah, no doubt.
We'll get on y'all on Friday. Same time, 6 p.m. Friday. Make sure you liking, subscribing, and spreading the news, man. Appreciate y'all coming through from sideline to baseline with MB and Klew. We are gone.